I've got a quiet moment, so I'm going to record this little mini episode. If you've been following along, I'm starting a whole new baking business from scratch. It's called Salt Creek Cake. And every Tuesday, I'm giving you a little mini episode to update you on my progress. And I have huge news. I got my first order. I'm so stoked. I have to tell you how I got it too, because it wasn't from Instagram. It wasn't from a website. It was because I literally just made a phone call. So here's what's been happening. I've been starting to think about ways I want to get my name out there. I've been starting to think about networking. I really feel like that's going to be a huge part of getting orders. And maybe you can hear my little guy in the background. He's just waiting for me to finish up. So I really feel like networking is going to be an important part here in the small town for getting orders and to keeping my business running. So I've been looking at the community, kind of starting to get a feel for what's out there. And as I've been connecting with different pages here in town, I saw that the library was putting on an information fair where it kind of started as this fair to share different health resources and like mental awareness kind of things for kids in the community and teens. And instead it turned into more of like a business fair, just a complete resource fair for the city. And they're just going to have booths for all these different businesses at the local rec center where just information can be found about what's going on in the community, what we have here. And I saw that they were doing this, and completely on a whim, I just found the number for the library and I called. It was after hours, but one of the librarians was there and she picked up. And I said, "Hey, I own a local business. I saw that you were doing this. I was wondering if I could get more information about how I could be involved with it." And so she starts telling me what it is, like, "Oh yeah, everyone will have a booth and this is what it is and when it is." And she was like, "Well, tell me what your business is." And I said, "Oh, well, I'm Salt Creek Cake and I do cakes." And she's like, "All right, cool. Well, you can't bring any samples in, no food allowed." And I was kind of like, bummer, because well, what good is it to market without samples? I definitely was planning on, in my head, having some samples there. And so that was kind of like, well, that's okay. Like, I'd still be a part of it anyways. But she goes on to say, like, yeah, the only place we're going to have food is right at the end where we'll be handing out like a cookie for every person to come out. And I was just like, well, can I do those cookies? Could I be there at the end? And like, I would donate those samples and that could be the treat everyone walked out with. And she was like, "Really? Yeah, that would be great, actually. You would be saving me a trip to the grocery store and then I wouldn't have to go buy all these cookies." So yeah, and I was like, well, I don't really do cookies, but I wouldn't mind doing them for this event, or we could do like little cakes or something. And so we're playing around with ideas, and she says, "Well, and forget about donating them. Like I have a grant that I'm using to run this whole thing, and so I'm gonna pay you for them. Like, give me your email and I'll send you the information. You let me know the price and we'll get it booked. If I don't get back to you by Tuesday, please let me know. Like, get back with me." And I was like, "All right, awesome. This will be fantastic." And that's it. I got my first order here in this new town. And what's amazing to me is that she didn't even ask for my portfolio. She didn't ask to see my page or my pricing. What literally happened in this moment is she had a need. She had a problem in the back of her head I have to run this whole event, and going to get cookies and set all that up is just one more thing on my to-do list that I'm just, it's like right at the bottom. And I came along and was able to offer a great solution to that problem. That is everything that business is. It's offering solutions to people's problems. And half the battle is just being available, just stepping out there and saying, "Hi, I'm here to serve. I'm here to serve you. I'm here to fill that need." And was it nerve-wracking to make that call? Not really, because I feel like I was able to separate my own personal emotion from it and just put on the face of, "Hi, I'm this business owner and I would love to be a part of this community." And I'm still just like so hyped up about it. Like, that's it. You guys, One phone call, just reaching out to the community, and that's all you have to do is just be there, be available, be seen, put yourself out there. It can be scary maybe the first few times, but when you learn to take, even if she'd said no, I would have said like, "Oh, that's okay. Do you have any other events in the future where this might be a great thing? I would love to like work with you on other events in the future if you need refreshments or if you do other types of things where I might be a good fit." And just, keep in there. Don't take no as like the absolute end of the conversation, because it might just really mean like not now, or it's not what we're focusing on right now, or it's not what I need right now, but it doesn't mean that it's not going to be in the future. So that was just crazy. I've seriously been so pumped about it, and I'm actually so excited to do it too. I've been working on how I'm going to do it because I definitely want people to see my logo. I want them to know who the treats came from. So I plan on packaging them with a business sticker, and I really, really want to do some little cute mini cupcakes, ones that, they don't look like come from a grocery store. I'm definitely going to craft those in such a way that they're like this unique, beautiful little thing. And if you follow me on Instagram at the Out of Home Baker, I'll share some pictures and some thoughts behind that process of what I'm doing. But I'm getting everything ordered from that. That'll be on January 28th. January 28th, this Saturday. So I'll be there. Have my booth. They'll have some helpers there to help me hand it. I'm just so stoked. I really am just like out of my mind stoked that I'm going to have my first order, and it's like paying for the marketing that I wanted to do. It really just speaks to my core belief in business and life that if you believe it first in your mind, then you will take the right actions and you will have the right enthusiasm, that it just lines up and it just becomes a match. Like you for that order or for that, whatever it is, like if you just come believing in it 100% and you put yourself into it, like it really does. It sounds so hokey, but I think that everything we do, our success, our accomplishments, the reality that we live in, it all starts with our thoughts and our mindset, because our thoughts become the way we feel, and how we feel determines our words and our actions, and all of that determines our reality of what we're actually living in life and in business. And so like step number one as a business owner is you believe it from day one, and you know that even if you have dips or even if you run into roadblocks, that you're going to find a way around those because you're creative and you're smart and you know it's going to happen. And so you keep pushing past, and that really is the key. And it's just so cool to see it actually happening and actually working. And so I'm excited. I'll keep you updated and posted on how that first order goes, and hopefully many more to come. I can't even stop laughing because I kept saying I want to have my first order before this next week's episode, and bang, there it is. So believe in yourselves, set those goals, chase them hardcore. They're right there in front of you. Other things I've been doing to work on my business is I created a Facebook page, which I'll be linking to my Instagram so that I can start getting some traction there. This is a community where I feel like people tend to be more on Facebook than Instagram, so which is totally different than my usual experience with my other cake business, Hobble Creek Cake. So I might focus more of my attention with Facebook marketing, which is kind of new for me. I really haven't spent a lot of time with a Facebook page, really pushing it and growing it. So we're going to explore there. And then I'm starting to get ready to integrate my website with cast iron. I've talked about cast iron before. I'm using them to experiment. I really just want to see how easy it can make my life, because if it can make the back end so smooth and simple for me and my customers, it's well worth it to have that as a part of my business and a part of my website. So experimenting with that. And then I have to just tell you, this is crazy. My whole experience as a baker, I've been kind of anti-storefront. Just because for me, my core values are being able to be there for my kids, which if you can still hear him in the background, my husband's downstairs with them just to put your any worries to ease. He's down there, but my microphone is so powerful that it picks them up. It, it picks them up even from downstairs. So sorry if you can hear them having a bit of a struggle down there. But that's like my core values, is being here for my kids, being able to be a mom first and a baker not second. It's like they both kind of come hand in hand. And I believe I can do both, and I can be smart and manage my time and my schedule so that being a baker can serve my family. And by, doing what I love, I'm able to show up my best self for my kids. And I'm able to help provide that income. So that's where my core is. And a storefront has always been kind of antagonistic to that. I lose a lot of that control. I have to leave my home. I become a manager. And it was always more than I wanted to chew. You stop being a baker as much as like you really step into the business world. You're hiring, you're training, you're taking care of a store, you're taking out the trash, you're hiring pest control, you're doing like inventory. It's like a whole new can of worms, a whole new adventure that I realized just wasn't for me. But for the first time, I have this like itching to have a storefront. And it's crazy because I'm driving around town looking at every little place there is to lease and just imagining a little cake outlet store in every little spot. I like imagine like this nice small place, like maybe I'd still bake from home and just like sell things at a counter there, or maybe I don't even know. I'm just like dreaming about it. There's not really a bakery like that in town. And so it'd be kind of cool to be the first one. And what's nuts is that without even telling this to my husband, he's been doing the same thing, driving around town, looking for spaces for lease. He's an artist, so he's envisioning like an art studio or somewhere where he could do his work. And we both kind of came to this moment where we were like, you've been doing that, I've been doing that. And we have like just this inkling, just this funny little thing tugging us along, thinking about some kind of space that we want to have and create and curate. So don't know where that's going to go. Don't know what that means. All we've decided right now is like, let's just lean into it and just kind of follow this thread and see what maybe that ends up being. So we've been calling a few places, just checking it out, just like gathering information and facts, but no idea what that's going to turn into. Just thought I'd share that because it's crazy to me that I'm even imagining having a storefront for the first time. Totally crazy. But that is the update for the week on Salt Creek Cake, and I hope you've been enjoying being a part of this little journey of mine. This is the third week where I've been working on it. I did my plan, my product, my pricing, and now we're on to marketing, and I'm really starting to craft the back end of my customer service, having some automated emails, building some templates there. It's been a lot of fun. I feel very lit up by it. I feel very excited and just can't wait to start taking orders again, and I just think it'll be such a fun way to connect with our new community here. So thank you so much for listening in. If you have questions, if you want anything clarified, or you have just thoughts that you want to share about the show, please feel free to DM me on the Out of Home Baker at Instagram. On Instagram, I would love to hear what you have to say, and I would love to answer any questions. And if you're looking for any resources to build your own baking business, go ahead and click the link in the show notes or click the link in my bio on Instagram, and it will take you to my full resource library where you can learn how to price, you can learn how to use Instagram to get orders, you can learn how to be a better professional and how to talk to your customers, how to take better pictures. And I'm continuously adding to this library of just books and courses and help for you as a home baker, so you can get there faster than I did and follow the patterns that I have done to build my business. And not just me, but the other bakers that I've seen and coached and worked with. I've talked with thousands of bakers, and it's amazing to see what works and what doesn't, and what really helps propel you towards success faster. And so everything I build focuses on that. So if you're looking to jumpstart and springboard your success as a home baker, definitely check out that resource library. And I will talk to you again soon.